Hi everybody, this is the second video, and the purpose of this video and the related articles and external video links that I'm going to share with you in this section is to just give you an overall view of how you could use Google Classroom as an elementary school teacher. As I mentioned before, the platform has amazing capability, especially for older kids who are a little bit more computer savvy. But there are ways to use it with elementary kids. And that's sort of the focus of this next part, is how might you use it, not only to get through the next 6 weeks, but also to look at next year and perhaps consider trying it. So I'm going to I'm in Google Classroom. I went to the Waffle, and then I got into Google Classroom. I'm just going to show you my class from this year. This is what I was doing with my class before school shut down. And I started with them in October. And that was purposeful so that they had some time to get used to just logging in and getting on computers and get the classroom rhythm going. And so I started in late October. So anyways, here's what was happening in my room. And mine is certainly no award-winning Google Classroom by any means, but it's like a realistic picture of what you might consider doing if you choose to use Google Classroom next year. So I just clicked into my classroom, and remember, you always land on the stream, and I generally ignore the stream, but you may find ways to use it. And I'm going to go to classwork. So for me, when I build my Google Classroom, I want it as a central warehouse of where the kids can get access to resources that I want them to use. And also, I use it a lot for writing because it levels the playing field in some ways for kids who have expressive language disorders or kids who have OT issues. It can work as a resource for those kids. And it also gives you a digital copy of every piece of writing the kids make. So let me just show you what my classroom looks like. This is just to give you ideas. I link the two math websites that we use the most. So the kids know that they can go to Brez Hub and click on the icons on the Symbaloo, and that's perfectly fine. But it's nice to have it like warehoused in one space without the other, pieces of the Symbaloo that can be much more interesting than what I might assign you on Zearn. But so I have a math. Here's my topic. If you remember that's my topic. And then I have two websites underneath here. So I'll click on Zearn, and you'll see that I have just loaded the code in case they need it. And then it links to that. And I can link it to just Zearn. So another way that I've used it is with ReadWorks. So if you're not familiar with ReadWorks, it's sort of like what I think RazKids is like. I'm just learning about RazKids, but it is a series. We use it in third grade. It's a good resource for practicing reading an article and then answering comprehension questions on it. So we use that. Many of us use it in third grade. So ReadWorks and many programs that are educational programs have a link to them where you can link your Google Classroom to the external software program, and it instantly connects those two so that your class list gets instantly fed into the new program that you're trying to sign up, and it creates a connection between those two, which is really cool. And so what I do with ReadWorks is leveled reading. And so you can go in and select, if you have struggling readers, you might select articles that meet their independent reading level. And then if you have grade level readers, you select for the grade level. And then if you have advanced readers. So what happens is, although I'm a teacher and I see this big long line of assignments, when the kids view it, the beauty of Google Classroom is that you can assign what they're looking at to just a few kids. Now, ReadWorks does that as well, but that function can be replicated in Google Classroom. So if you are a struggling reader, you might only see these 3 articles when you log on to your Google account. And if you are, a typical reader, you might see these ones. And then if you are, maybe advanced, you see these ones. But you set it up any way you want. But the advantage is you create this topic and you can load the resources, and they're differentiated, but it is highly controlled by you. And then the kids don't need to know that one kid is reading about thunderstorms at a level J and somebody else is reading about volcanoes at a level Q. So this is one way that I have found Google Classroom to be useful, that ReadWorks is housed right in here because it becomes one space for them to go to. And then this is when I started with Google Classroom. This is all I put in here, which was writing assignments. And I'll go into this more, but for each writing assignment that I assign my class, they receive it from Google Classroom. They can do the TIDE or the brainstorming on paper. They can do it digitally. But then I do have them type it, and it's definitely a different situation in first grade, in second grade, kindergarten, but in third grade, we do need them typing. So this is great for them to, they type and then they submit their work, which we'll learn about in another video. So, and what's nice about this is this very neatly posts all their writing work in one space for you. So when report cards come around, you can come and look at all of their work in one spot, which is nice. And then this is something I added this year. This is videos I was doing. I've been doing some work on positive thinking and perseverance with my class. And we had all these fun videos that I have watched with them in morning meeting and talked about. And then I posted them here, and I've sort of said to some kids, why don't you go watch that Mojo video so you can, take a deep breath and learn how to persevere through some challenges. So it's just another way to use Google Classroom. These are all video links that I've posted for the kids to be able to watch and listen to and enjoy. So my classroom is very simple, but what I like about it is it's one place to keep everything organized. So on the next part of the assignment for this video is I've posted a few articles. If you prefer to read, there are some articles to read. There are also a couple of video tutorials. And the purpose of reading and watching them is not to do all of the steps that are in them, because they're going to go through every step that we're going to go through. But I just want to give you an overall sense of how you might be able to use Google Classroom in the future, and get your brain thinking. And of course, it's going to be very different for every grade level, but there are likely ways that this application could be used in elementary school. So I'm going to end this video here, and then you'll move on to choosing articles or external videos just to build your sense of the possibilities with Google Classroom in an elementary school.